when we come to talk about living in the fullness of Christ, it's like the man who's on the top of a burning building and he can't get out, so he goes out onto the ledge and he shouts for help. He's like, help, help. And the man below him says, jump. And the man on the ledge says, I can't jump, I can't see you. And the man below says, but it's okay, I can see you. And that picture really is what it should be like when we're living in the fullness of Christ. And there's this wonderful verse in Ezekiel which talks about God giving Ezekiel a picture of a man being led into a river. And he goes in and he's ankle deep. God draws him in ankle deep. And it's like this thimble of water. And he gets a little bit wet. And as you can see, I'm wet. And that's what God wants for us. He wants us to get wet. And he wants us to enter in this journey with him. So he doesn't just stop there. That's not the fullness. So God takes him in a bit further, and in Ezekiel it goes on to say that he goes in knee deep, so you need a bit more water, and it's like this egg cup of water. And as you can see, I'm more wet, and that's what God wants for us. He wants us to go further into the journey and get wetter, but that's not it. He doesn't stop there. So he leads him in waist deep, and that's most of his body covered in water. So it will be like me pouring a bucket of water on my head. So as you can see, I'm wet, I'm cold, and I'm very wet and cold and salty. And that's what God has for us at the waist stage, where we're covered and we're like, okay God, I'm in this thing. But that's not where he stops. He wants us to draw in so much where we're consumed by everything of God. We're totally immersed in the things of God. And it's not me picking up a bucket and pouring it over my head. It's me saying, God, okay, I surrender to all the things that you have. So to show this, I need like a really big bit of water and totally immerse myself in the water. So I guess living in the fullness of Christ is like this. Running and jumping into all the things that God has for me and letting him take full control. So how we live in this fullness of Christ is letting God take full control of everything, and when we're in the river, enjoy being in that river and glorifying God the whole way and letting him take us on that journey. And that's living in the fullness of Christ.